Harvard director stunned by black girl solving equations. At 2 a.m., his next move shocks. Everyone, it was the dead of night. 2 a.m. on Harvard's campus. The halls were silent, the lights dim, the world asleep. But inside one classroom, a faint glow burned. A girl no older than 17 sat scribbling furiously across the chalkboard, equations stretching from corner to corner. She wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't even enrolled. And yet, her mind was racing faster than any clock could keep up with. When the director walked in, he froze. What he saw wasn't just brilliance. It was a challenge to everything he thought he knew. What would he do next? Her name was Aaliyah, a girl from the south side of Chicago. She had grown up in a neighborhood where opportunities were scarce, but dreams were infinite. From the time she was little, she loved numbers. While other kids played games, she found peace in puzzles and equations. Her notebooks were filled with formulas no one around her understood. Her teachers often overlooked her. Some dismissed her intelligence as luck. Others doubted her entirely. "Girls like you don't make it to Harvard," one counselor had once said. But Aaliyah didn't need anyone's permission to chase her dreams. By day, she worked long shifts to help her family. By night, she studied. And one evening, while visiting Cambridge on a scholarship program, she slipped into an empty classroom at Harvard. For her, this wasn't trespassing, it was destiny. That night, as most of the campus slept, she filled the chalkboard with equations that graduate students struggled to solve. To her, they weren't problems. They were possibilities. She didn't know that someone was about to walk in and witness it all. The footsteps echoed down the marble corridor. Aaliyah didn't hear them. She was too deep in thought. Line after line, the chalk squeaked, her hands flying across the board. The numbers weren't just numbers. They were her escape, her proof that she belonged somewhere greater than the world she had been handed. Then came the sound of a door creaking open. Aaliyah spun around. Standing in the doorway was Harvard's Director of Mathematics, Dr. William Harrington. His sharp eyes narrowed as he took in the scene. A young black girl, not in uniform, not on the roster, trespassing in the middle of the night. "What are you doing here?" His voice was cold, suspicious. Aaliyah froze, her heart pounding. She wanted to explain, but words felt stuck in her throat. Harrington walked closer, scanning the equations. His frown deepened, not out of anger, but confusion. He looked again. These weren't random scribbles. These were advanced proofs, intricate calculations that most graduate-level students wouldn't dare attempt. He traced the chalk lines with his finger, pausing at one section. His jaw tightened. She was solving a problem his department had struggled with for months. But instead of recognition, Aaliyah saw doubt in his eyes. To him, she wasn't a prodigy. She was an intruder. He demanded to know her name, her reason for being there. She stammered, clutching her backpack. She explained she was part of a summer program, that she couldn't sleep, that she just wanted to use the board. Harrington's face was unreadable. Part of him wanted to dismiss her, to call security. But another part, the part staring at those flawless equations, knew he was witnessing something extraordinary. Still, the silence between them was heavy, and Aaliyah felt the weight of every stereotype pressing down on her. Would he see her brilliance? Or would he see only the color of her skin? The tension broke when Harrington leaned forward, eyes locked on the board. He pointed to one line of her work. "Where did you learn this?" His tone wasn't soft. It was sharp, demanding. Aaliyah swallowed hard. "I taught myself," she whispered. Harrington's eyes flicked back to her. His disbelief was clear. He stepped back, crossing his arms. "Do you realize what you've done?" For a moment, Aaliyah thought he would scold her, accuse her of cheating, of copying work, beyond her reach. But then something shifted. Harrington turned back to the board, shaking his head slowly. "You just solved a theorem my graduate researchers have been struggling with for weeks," he said. The words hung in the air, heavy with shock. Aaliyah's chest tightened. Not with fear this time, but with something else. Validation. Yet before she could breathe, Harrington added quietly, "No one will believe this came from you." Her stomach dropped. In that moment, the brilliance of her work was undeniable. But so was the weight of bias. She stood there trembling, as Harrington wrestled with his own conscience. Would he acknowledge her genius or bury it to protect the prestige of his department? Every second felt like an eternity. Then finally he sighed. "This can't stay hidden." By dawn, the equations were photographed, documented, and circulating through the mathematics faculty. At first, skepticism filled the air. A high school girl solving advanced equations? Impossible, some said. But as professors reviewed her work, doubt turned to awe. For Aaliyah, the night that began as a quiet moment of stolen time became the turning point of her life. She was no longer invisible. Her story spread, first across Harvard's campus, then across the nation. Yet beneath the praise was a sobering truth. Why did it take sneaking into a classroom and proving the impossible for her to be noticed? Why did her talent have to break barriers of doubt, suspicion, and prejudice before it could be recognized? Aaliyah's story wasn't just about one girl at a chalkboard. It was about every dreamer forced to work twice as hard, every brilliant mind overlooked because of the color of their skin. That night, Harvard didn't just witness equations, it witnessed resilience, defiance, and the power of a young black girl daring to take up space where the world told her she didn't belong. The question is, how many more Aaliyahs are out there waiting to be seen? And when will we start recognizing brilliance the first time it shows itself, without doubt, without suspicion, without delay?